the downstream effects of a happy staff member, I don't think we realize. If they're happy, they'll tell everyone they know about what they're doing, how great of an experience it is. All right, my friends, the Ultimate OOD Podcast, a little cheat sheet on how I'm growing my practice, the steps I'm taking to focus on growth, reactivation of patients, more butts in the seats. I want you to grow your practice. These are little things you can do that I'm doing that have helped so far. We have the closing thought of the episode. This is the Ultimate OD Podcast. Here we go. All right, my friends, the Ultimate OD Podcast. As you know, I was just at P3, got some juice, got some energy. I think my message to my mastermind group was after the day after, got a good night's sleep. I had some fire in my belly, some juice, energy. Let's go. Right? I'm ready to sink and go. And it's easier to have this drive and energy because I have a vision. I think that's my mantra. If there's some drum that I'm going to keep beating, it's having a vision for what you want to do. Because that's how I wake up and have energy every single day. That's how I can show up to the office and just do work because I know what I want to build and it's coming to fruition. Right? It is starting to happen and I want that juice. I want that to be there, and being accountable to a group of people that I respect that are just so incredibly intelligent. I gotta represent, right? I don't want to be the guy that shows up and is the weak link that doesn't do what he says he's gonna do. So that gives me energy and motivation. So let's talk about that a little bit. RDEC, Rejuvenation Dry Eye Center, and the FEO office. I want to grow both of them. My passion is RDEC, right? That's where I want to put my time, effort, and energy into. Well, how do you grow a practice? What are ways that you can do that? And marketing is a big thing. And this, I gave a talk about this in at the P3 conference. I want to kind of recap that and show you how my thought process is working and how we're growing the practice. Number one, social media. Okay. Now, my philosophy when I do social media is to drive awareness to RDEC or FEO, the main office, right? I don't care about monetizing. I don't care about going viral. I literally just want to drive awareness. Now, me talking about these things, like the videos I do for YouTube and whether they're RDEC or FEO, help me explain topics that are near and dear to my patients' hearts. These are questions that they ask. Well, know how you get good at answering questions? You practice. You get the question a ton, and then you come up with an answer. Well, I'm getting ahead of the game. All the questions, you can put them into Chat GPT, make an avatar. They can give you a bunch of questions. Answer those questions. That's how you should practice. If you're going to be a new doctor, if you are an established doctor, great way to work on your skills. What do I talk about is a common question I get. Well, what do you do well? Remember, dry eye, ocular health and wellness, and optical, that's me. That's my content. But that's what I'm trying to talk about. So make sure that you have a purpose to why you're doing things. Now, in addition, YouTube is my focus, but those posts, those videos, we can put on TikTok, Instagram, Reels, Facebook, YouTube, like they all go on all the same things. So one video goes a long way. I'm true to who I am in the sense that if I go long form, I can be very monotonous. It's not very entertaining. So if you get me in short bursts, probably better. So when I make the videos, shorts, 45 to 90 seconds. Again, that's how I've got consistency. I made it palatable for me, and you will find your own flavor, right? Now, when you do those videos, there's something in Google called the search generative experience. It uses transcripts. These transcripts are then used by the AI to come up with answers, right? We make blogs from them. We do FAQs on our website, but all of these things help in your SEO, your search engine optimization. So then when you put a question into Google, it'll give you that AI overview, that kind of, answer before you see all the lists of websites, even the paid ads. You get on there. Well, that's awesome. We are doing a ton with Rejuvenation, Dry Eye Center, RDEC. So when we make that dry eye content, they're now clicking on the link that will send them to our Google My Business page, which we have one for RDEC, our website specifically for RDEC, or the video. Then we have ways to convert them. On the website, schedule now. Google My Business page, book now. If they go to the video, we'll send them to the website, which will get them to book now. Right? So that's one way that we found we're driving awareness. It's not like we have a ton of referrals coming in, but it is getting the ball rolling, right? Building credibility, building the brand. So that's one thing. The other thing that we found is that the patients that are dry eye patients that we want are already in our chair, right? Have them look down, look at the meibomian glands, throw in some vital dye staining. You're going to see dry eye. Listen to their symptoms. So how do you get more patients in? Recall and reactivation. That's a huge thing. You guys are probably like me. And when we were just using Solution Reach, we'd send them recalls once a month until 12 months. And now they didn't come in after 12 months, they're gone. We've now realized that up to 60 months, you can still reactivate a patient. I know, right? Some people will love to get your messages. They're not hating on you. They just aren't in the moment to do it. But up to 60 months, they will still come in. If they opt out, they weren't coming back anyways. But you have an army of patients to grow whatever clinic you want. Sclerals, vision therapy, sports vision, low vision, dry eye. Get your patients in and then tell them what you do. They come in for a comprehensive exam for glasses and contacts. Great. You know what affects your vision for glasses or the comfort of your contact lenses? Your tear film. Talk about what you want to talk about. Make them understand the value of what you offer. So get your patients in. That's a huge, huge way to grow. The last aspect of that is we are huge in our practice about educating our staff. In the book Made to Stick by, I think, Dan Chip Heath, I don't know. Made to Stick is the name of the book. They say your story, your message is like a cold. You need sneezers to spread the message. The people who talk to your patients more than anyone else associated with your office is your staff. Right? Do they know what you do? You need to educate them. You need to give them a chance to do whatever you do as a therapy, whether it's dry eye, whether it's vision therapy, sclerals. They experience it. They will tell other people. They will also tell the patients what a great experience they had with it, right? Educate your staff. It's such low-hanging fruit, but I don't think we invest in our staff enough. That's one of the things that I wanted to do as my objectives from P3 was better feedback for staff, better staff recognition, make it a better place for them to work that also gets them to spread the message about what we're doing. The downstream effects of a happy staff member, I don't think we realize. If they're happy, they'll tell everyone they know about what they're doing, how great of an experience it is, because it stands out. People will come, another day at the office. Can't believe I had to do that. Can you believe my boss did this? Well, we actually have some good times. We just had a, spa day at the office. We had a team meal, like just little things. You want them talking about what they do in a positive manner. And then when they're happy, they sell that happiness to your patients. We need to invest more in our staff. So that's kind of the big levers that we're pulling to try and draw awareness. Now, again, I am starting to go door to door, get my message out there. I have this weird desire to be a public speaker all of a sudden. I just want to get in front of audiences and tell them what we do. So I'm going to start going to anyone and everyone that will let me have a lunch and learn, give me the time of day, and I want to tell them what we're doing. I want to spread the message and get that out there. I want to give them handouts of what we offer. I don't know what's going to come of it, but I know that action is rewarded. If you sit back and are complacent, you're never going to get anywhere from there, right? Left behind, maybe, but action is rewarded. And one of the beauties of me having an associate and hiring another associate is I can do things like this. I've been talking about it for probably a decade. I got to get out, knock on some more doors. You talk to any new grad, and they'll say, I'll go to anything you send me to. I'll go talk to the schools. I'll talk to X, Y, and Z. How often do they actually do it? And they do it more than one day. Getting into the community, building relationships. You don't have to go out there and spread your message of like, hey, we're a dry eye company or dry eye office. We do X, Y, and Z. Hey, how are you doing? How can I help your mission, whatever it is? Whether it's a Rotary Club, it's a community, foundation. You get out there, spread the message. Hey, you're Dr. Lilly, right? Do you have an eye care office? Sure do. We're here if you need us. You'd be surprised how many connections you can make by just going out there and doing good, being visible, right? You don't always have to have an ulterior motive. Just be out there and be visible. I'm trying to be more visible. So again, that's a building on what I saw, what I had last week with that listener question. How do we get RDAC out there? Had some time to think about it, and those are more of the things that we're doing to grow the practice. And nothing on that I said was rocket science. Nothing that you haven't heard before, but the difference is I'm actually following through with it. I'm doing it. Action is rewarded. So that's what I have. We'll have more for you next week. Where has the time gone? We are to the closing thought of the episode, and I will leave you with this easy, simple thought. The blueprint is believing in yourself. The cheat code is discipline and consistency. I think there's a lot of belief out there. A lot of people have a lot of big dreams. They wouldn't have started the office if they didn't believe to an extent. But you know what sucks about belief? Is that you have to do something about it to make it happen. And when you take shots, when you go to try to make something happen, you know what happens? Sometimes you fail. You fall on your face, it doesn't work. And that sucks. And I fought that for the longest time, right? I was afraid to try something and have it not work out. Have to face my staff, talk to another doctor, tell my wife, hey, I tried something new and it really just went up in flames, right? Or heaven forbid, share it with another OD of like, hey, this is what I tried and it sucked, right? It didn't work out. And that's the complete wrong way to look at things. Like, to get better, to grow, you have to take action. And action is really easy in the short term, really hard in the long term. And that's where discipline and consistency, so easy to say, so hard to do, because we get easily distracted. Sometimes that win that you're looking for is, 2-3 years down the road. How can you stay focused for that long? How can you stay focused when it's getting traction, it's getting a little momentum, but it's not taking off? I talk to other doctors a lot, and they're like, yeah, dry clinic isn't really where I want it to be. I think partly it's me because I don't really believe in what I'm doing. And that goes back to, are you passionate about it? The things that you're passionate about, you will talk about differently. And too often I see doctors, myself, chasing things that sound good on paper, that someone else is passionate about, and I want to feel like they feel. And I start doing it, and it has zero resonance with me. Scleral lenses. I went all in on sclerals. I went all in on a lot of things, but sclerals was probably the last one before I got to dry eye. And paid money, had someone come in, Valley Contacts. They had a program called Clip. I don't know if it exists anymore. I don't think sclerals really had their, fetch isn't going to happen, right? Uh, they had their moment, but I brought someone in. I got pretty good at fitting them. And then I saw the response of the patient. And it wasn't as enthusiastic as I wanted it to be. I saw the patient not want to pay for it, even though it really helped their vision. And then I saw myself trying to watch webinars on it, trying to listen to how to make adjustments, and just glazing over. No, no passion for it. And that's the thing. I was pretty disciplined, I was pretty consistent, but I wasn't passionate. Right? I believed I could do it. And it was growing, right? That's the thing. So the closing thought, blueprint is believing yourself. Okay. Discipline and consistency. I think those are necessary. I threw in that last third one, passion. Right? What can you do with discipline and consistency that you're passionate about? That's the closing thought. I thought myself through that one, right? Because I really do think discipline and consistency are the key to everything we need to do, but it's all for naught if you don't enjoy it. So take that for what you will. We'll have more for you next week.